As before, you've got a split tailgate, so it's easier to open in tight spaces. The top bit, that's electrically operated. You lower the bottom bit by pulling that lever. You can sit on this bit if you want to take a bit of a rest. But it also improves loading and unloading of really heavy items, so you won't hurt your back. Also, because the car's run flat tyres, you don't need a spare, so you can actually use this area under here to store your valuable shopping. In terms of outright boot space, the X5 is slightly down on its main rivals, but only by a few litres. But when you fold the three-way splittable seats down flat, its total volume is actually bigger than many rivals. So you lose some, you win some. This new X5 is built on the same platform as the old X5, but BMW have given it a squarer body, and that means you've got more interior space. And as you can see, there's plenty of room in the back seats, even for adults, and you'll be fine even if you're over 6 foot. You can actually fit 3 abreast here if you need to, because the centre seat is pretty usable, and it helps that the floor, well, that's almost completely flat, so everyone has somewhere to put their feet. Storage in the back is good too, with useful door bins, cup holders in the armrest, and airplane style folders in the seat backs. Up front, the X5 is no MPV, but it has as many useful cubbies as its rivals, and the door bins are especially large. BMW has given this new X5 absolutely loads of standard kit. All models get the excellent 8-speed automatic gearbox, leather seats, which, yeah, believe me, they're very comfortable. You've also got Bluetooth for your mobile phone, there's DAB digital radio, there's iPod connectivity, there's a 20 gig hard drive for all your music, you get climate control, cruise control, there's parking sensors, there's xenon headlamps, and also a special SOS system which will automatically call the emergency services if you have an accident. The professional sat-nav with high-definition 10-inch display is standard across the range too. And it's now even easier to use, as you can input destinations at the swipe of your finger using the new iDrive's touch-sensitive pad. That's not the only improvement though. The redesigned interior is noticeably more upmarket than before and feels very avant-garde. If you want to make your X5 feel even posher inside, you can get some upgraded leather, mood lighting, surround cameras, and a panoramic sunroof which opens so wide that when you have it on its most open setting, almost makes you feel like you're sat in a convertible. The X5 is available with a wide range of engines, most of which are carried over from the previous car. There's a 4.4 litre turbo V8 that can sprint to 60 miles an hour in just 5 seconds. But the tri-turbo 3 litre diesel in this M50D is pretty much as quick, yet can return 42 miles per gallon. However, if it's economy you're after, you're going to want the new 4-cylinder diesel in the 25D model. And if you get that car with the rear-wheel drive only version of the X5, then you're looking at around 50 miles per gallon, which, considering the size of this thing, is pretty impressive. Speaking of size, the excellent visibility and raised driving position means that despite its chunky dimensions, the X5 is actually pretty easy to navigate through tight spaces. The way the X5 handles also belies its bulk. You get hardly any body roll through the corners, there's loads of grip, and I think overall this car is one of the sportiest SUVs to drive. Then there's the comfort. It's improved over the previous model, though you will want the adaptive suspension, which is standard on M Sport models, if you want the car to be as comfy as it can be. Whatever you do though, don't put the car into sports mode, because then the suspension becomes unnecessarily firm and thumpy over bumps, and the steering weight's up to the point of being annoyingly heavy. And I think overall the ride quality is slightly better in the Range Rover Sport, and that makes it a better cruiser. Speaking of which, the diesels in the BMW are a bit rattly compared to those in the Range Rover. So, to hide this, synthetic engine noises are played through the car's speakers when you accelerate. Thing is though, if you open the window and the sunroof and then you accelerate, you're going to hear what everyone on the outside hears, and it's... Well, there you go. It's that familiar diesel clatter, so just shut everything up and drive along in denial. Also, while BMW generally has a good reputation for reliability, the previous X5 was the firm's lowest ranking model in the 2013 Driver Power Customer Satisfaction Survey. In fact, it came in the bottom quartile for reliability, and remember, a lot of the old car is carried over into this new car. And click here if you want to rate your car at driverpower.co.uk. The X5's design could be an issue for some people too. Personally, I'm not a fan of the way it looks, and that's why I didn't bother to clean it for this video. Sorry.